Okay, good morning or good afternoon, whatever class you have me in. Today we're going to talk about the topic of arranging details and putting what we read in logical order. And usually that's chronological order. I don't know if any of you have heard of chronological order, but chronological order is when you put things in order from the beginning to the end. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So everyone needs to have a packet of your worksheets for the day on this topic in front of you, and we're going to go through this together. Okay? So in front of you, you have this little sheet right here. Fossil facts, and then you should have this page right here, arranging details, logical order. So first we're going to read the selection, and but first I want you to look at the writer's tip, and that's right at the top of page 12, and it says writer's tip. When explaining steps in a process, arrange details in logical order. And that's just what we just talked about. Logical order is what happens first, second, third, fourth, and so on. All right, so beginning, middle, and end. What you've been learning ever since kindergarten. Okay? Next, it says use words like first, then, next, and finally to signal the logical order and steps. And that's very true when you're writing. So when you begin your introduction, obviously you're going to give information about the article or the story that you've read and the author. And then your paragraphs should start with these signal words like first or then, next, after, and then finally. Okay, we never say in conclusion. Okay, your best bet is probably to go with finally. All right, so I'm going to read this to you, and I would like you to follow along. Please underline those signal words that we talked about, and they're also listed in your writer's tip box. Okay, so look for words like first, then, next, and finally. And those are your signal words, and those are really going to help you in the future when we go to do the next page. So I'm going to read this, and I would like you to follow along and then underline those signal words. So when I'm looking at your assignment, I should see those signal words on your article underlined. You're getting points for that. Okay, fossil facts. Fossils give scientists a rare peek into our planet's early history. But few of the ancient animals or plants that ever lived are preserved as fossils. In order for a fossil to form, the plant or animal has to be quickly sealed in rock, sand, mud, tree sap, or ice. The chances of a fossil being created are about 1 in a million. But here's one way it could have happened. First, a dinosaur that lived over 65 million years ago wandered over to a drinking hole. Then it slipped and drowned in the water. Next, some of the animal's bones sank into the soft mud at the bottom. Later, the water dried and the mud hardened around the bones to make a cast of solid rock. Over time, minerals replaced the bone inside the rock cast as many layers of earth formed above. Finally, the weight of these layers pressed the minerals into bone-shaped rocks. This part of the process took about 15 million years. In the course of another 50 million years or so, the Earth's surface shifted and pushed the fossil towards the surface. Over time, rain, sun, and wind eroded the Earth's surface, exposing a piece of the past for a lucky fossil hunter to find. Okay, so I hope you underlined those signal words. Now what I want you to do is pause this video and go back and look for signal words like first, then, next, and finally. Okay, so pause it, and then once you're done underlining those, if you haven't already done so, then we can continue with the lesson. Okay, so I hope that you spent some time, a few seconds, to just underline those signal words because those are going to be very helpful for you now. If you look on page 13, we're actually going to start the activity, and it says arrange details, logical order. It says reread the passage. Underline the words that help you figure out the order of the steps in the second paragraph. So we're only looking at the second paragraph. Then fill in the lines below. So what I want you to do is pause this video again. I want you to go through and read the entire text, not just that second paragraph. Read the entire text and then go back, and if you still haven't done so, please make sure that you are underlining those signal words. Okay, so pause your video and then come right back when you're done. Okay, so I'm assuming that you've underlined those signal words because I'm going to be looking for those when you turn your paper in. And you're also going to need those just to help you figure out what to include in this part of the activity. So go back to page 13. At the top it says, then fill in the lines below. So the first one is done for you. It says, first, a dinosaur walked over to a drinking hole. And they took that exactly from the text. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look back in the second paragraph like they told us to do. And as you can see, turn your paper over, as you can see, first, a dinosaur that lived over 65 million years ago wandered over to a drinking hole. That's the second sentence in that paragraph. Now, obviously, you're not going to have to put the entire sentence. This is not a time when you copy word for word, all right? You are all bright and smart enough to put this into your own words, so that's what I'm expecting from you. All right, so next we're going to look for another signal word, and I hope you see it. I've underlined the word then. So we're going to read this next sentence, and it says, then it slipped and drowned in the water. So how can we put that into our own words? Okay, we of course want to include the signal word, okay, but we can't take this word for word. So I would say something like, then the dinosaur slipped, fell in the water, and drowned to death. Okay, so if you would like to include that same thing, you can on your paper, or you can just write whatever you wish to write in your own words. Now there are 3 other signal words and signal sentences, and what you're going to have to do is write those on this paper on page 13. So I would like you to finish doing that on your own. Pause the video, just like before, and we'll get back to the rest of the activity. So pause this video right now and complete the rest of that first table, okay? Okay, so now that you have the first table done, the first part, now I want you to look at your turn. It's in blue, it's on page 13. It says, think about a process that has to do with the topic you chose. And we haven't chosen a topic yet. So I'm going to give you the topic of brushing your teeth every morning. I hope you do that every morning, okay? It says, write each step in the chart below. So you are going to be challenged to use those signal words. So you should be using words like first, next, finally, okay? Then. So you have 4 steps right here. You need to complete all 4 steps, and you need to describe what steps you take to brush your teeth in the morning, okay? Please use those signal words. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Once you have written each step, I want you to go back in your sentence and circle the signal word. So you should write the steps, 4 steps that it takes to brush your teeth, including signal word. And then when you're finished, you need to circle the signal word. So please pause this video and then we'll continue. So fill out your chart, circling those signal words, and then get back to the video. Okay, so I'm assuming you've now written the process of the task of brushing your teeth in logical order using those signal words, and I'm hoping that you circled each signal word in your sentence that you used in the 4 steps of brushing your teeth. Okay, it's very important that we understand logical order, that things in a story happen in chronological order, meaning beginning, middle, and end. Okay, in most instances, authors use logical order when writing. So if we are used to looking for those signal words, that's going to help us while we're test taking and when we're answering questions. this will also help in your writing. If you're using those signal words, your reader will be able to follow your text a lot easier. So it's really important that we learn how to do this. Okay, I would like you to stop this video, and then you can scroll down to the next video, and we're actually going to be talking about author's purpose next. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson on logical order.